Hello, everyone. My name is Jolene Schaefer, and I'm the Marketing Coordinator for SWK Technologies. I'd like to welcome you to our webinar, Advanced Analytics for Sage 100 Launch, presented by Johnny Girardi of DataSelf. A little housekeeping before we get started. Everyone has been placed on mute to keep the background noise down. However, you can submit any questions you have throughout the webinar. To submit a question, look for the question section in your GoToWebinar. We will answer all questions at the end of the presentation. We are recording this presentation and it will be distributed tomorrow to all attendees as well as to those who register but were not able to attend. Please take a moment at the end of the presentation to answer our 2-question survey. With that said, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to attend our webinar. We're here to help you get the most out of your software solutions and help you find an easier way to run your business by providing you software and industry knowledge, tools, and support whenever you need it. We've invited DataSelf here today because they are industry experts on machine learning for Sage 100. So whether you're here doing research for a new solution or you're just here to learn, we'd like to encourage you to ask any questions throughout the webinar. Lastly, as a quick reminder, SWK is constantly sharing important updates and software tips and tricks on our social media channels. So we encourage you to follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Johnny.
All right, Jolene, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, and can you also see my PowerPoint?
Yep, it looks great.
Perfect. Jolene, thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Johnny Girardi. I'm DataSelf's founder and CEO. I hope all of you are safe, well, and sane because it's been crazy, this whole madness. Today, we're going to be talking about advanced analytics for Sage 100. This is a new product we launched a couple of months ago, and we're bringing very empowering artificial intelligence, natural language, and machine learning to Sage 100. The idea at the end of the day is to help you and your decision makers to have easier access to their data. Imagine, users today when they ask for reports, modifications, changes, most of the users, they gotta call a consultant, a IT person, someone in the accounting department to tell what they need to be changed in those reports and dashboards. And this process takes time, sometimes hours, days, or even weeks. With DataSelf, building a lot of reports is just like searching the internet. The user types a question, press enter, and a report will be created with the answer to that question. So let's see how it works. I want to show a little bit of this part of the natural language functionality. I also want to show how easy it is also for people with more training to do more extensive customization, and overall how users leverage DataSelf on an ongoing basis. At the end of the conversation, I'll also talk about pricing and the deployment process. So let me change here to my web browser. And right now I am inside of DataSelf for Sage 100, and I'm on this section of tabs, and currently I'm in the natural language tab. Natural language, as I mentioned, is using your Sage 100 as the source for searches. And the answer to searches is a report. For instance, suppose I'm the VP of sales and want to see sales by salesperson last year. I just type in sales by salesperson in 2019, press enter. And the tool will use natural language to understand or try to understand what the human typed. And if it finds that information in the database, in this case for sales, it will build an instant accurate report with the answer to this question. In this example, we're looking at my salespeople. I'm looking at sales. In 2019, I see for each salesperson the actual sales. So it's that easy. Type in the question. If the answer's out there, you get a report. Let's make some other examples. Suppose that now that as the VP of sales, I saw sales by salesperson last year. I want to break this down by month. What I do is by month, press enter. The tool again will try to understand what I wrote, and if you find a date field, in this case it found, it broke down in 2019 by month. For every salesperson, it plotted a line, all here. Very straightforward. Many people might not like this chart. Maybe they want a different chart. Maybe they want to see a grid to export to Excel. It's a very popular use. People want to get data easily, export to Excel and do some manipulation. Absolutely. I can go over here to the line chart and choose a different representation if I want to. In this case, I want to see a text table instead. I just select text table, and now that report becomes a tabular report. And as I look at the numbers, I want to export to Excel. I can select all numbers or a single number. I just click on what I want. I click this view data functionality, which actually will bring all the records behind the scenes, including every single line detail, invoice number, invoice date, product, quantity, anything. So I get all the details here. Now I can export, and the data goes right into the Excel. I click Excel, and I get the whole data set. So it's like, again, searching the internet. Just like the internet, many questions are not answered. You got to call people sometimes, a lot of times actually, when you don't find answer on the internet. This is the same kind of similar framework. Let me show some more examples. Let me clear this report and make something else. I want to see my top 10 customers by sales in April 2019. This is a more elaborate question, and still, the tool will make sense out of it. And in this case, all the components of this query is in my database. It will give me an answer. In this example, I have my customers. I have sales, is looking at invoice date April 2019. They are listed on a descending order. And the tool thought that I want to see everyone, but it highlighted in blue the top 10, and in gray, not top 10. Okay, thank you. Maybe I didn't want it. Maybe I want it. But the tool gave me this perspective. And then you can control, hey, again, I want to see this as a text table. I want to export to Excel. I can, again, just choose the text table as I did before, or I could just type in as text and press enter. And the tool will convert that representation into text. And now the tool thought, hey, if you want to see the top 10 on text, I'm only going to give you the top 10. I'm not going to show you anything else. So, it's a conversation with the machine in a way. And, quite often the machine will get the answer correctly, or you just refine the question and you get the answer. My last example with natural language. I'm going to type in gross profit by state by year as a map. So now I want to see gross profit by state by year looking at maps. And the answer is, in charts, in my sample database, I have 2 years, 2018 and 19. And for every state that I have business, I have this color theme here, or legend, telling me the profitability by state. Natural language has been designed for business, regular users, business users. They are busy and they don't have time to learn to build reports using complicated reporting tools. And quite often, business users, they don't have time to learn complicated reporting tools. So natural language is for them. Many of their questions, anytime, anywhere. This works on mobile devices. This works on web browsers. Anywhere they have internet connection, if they have a question and they don't have a report, they can just type in the question and get the answer. But again, like on the internet, many times this tool will not understand the question or will not be able to deliver the report. So this is not a silver, a silver bullet for everything. No, no, it's for a lot of questions. It's this easy. Type the question, get the answer instantly. What I'm going to show you next is how people who go through training can actually take the report editor of DataSelf and do a lot more. And what I'm going to be showing is something very simple. Our framework is way simpler to use than Crystal, than Excel, than Sage Intelligence, these other tools. Even the report editor that is very powerful is simpler than these other tools. And that's what I'm going to show you next. So I'm leaving the natural language functionality for business users and entering the functionality that usually is more for consultants, for business analysts. But we do have many clients, many users in our client base where company owners, CFOs, COOs, they actually learn how to use the DataSelf report editor because it's much easier than Crystal, Excel, and all those tools, yet more powerful. Let me show some examples. So right now I am in the DataSelf report editor and I'm looking at sales information. I'm going to build from scratch a new dashboard with 3 different widgets or segments. I want to see sales by customer, by product, by year. That's one report. I want to see trend analysis of sales in the course of my whole history by month. And then I want to see sales by state on a map. So I'll build these 3 different reports and I put them together in a dashboard. And my point is just to show it's going to take me a few minutes to do this from scratch. So let's do it. The first one, I want to see sales by customer, by product. So I take customer, I put in my rows, just drag and drop. These are all my customers. I want to see sales. I want to drag the report. So right now I have sales by customer in the whole company history. Well, I want to see by year. I'm going to take invoice date and put in my columns. There it is. I have by customer, sales by year. Easy. Drag and drop, point and click. Yep. If you know how to drag and drop, you can do it. I want to break down by product. You just find the new parameter is right here, product. Drag and drop into the report. There it is. By customer, by product, I see sales last 2 years. Very simple. If you want to see sales by product, by customer instead, you just reverse the order of these 2, we call pills, and now you have by product, by customer, my sales. If you want to see quantity sold, sure, drag and drop quantity sold. Now the report has by product, by customer, quantity sold, and sales for those 2 years. Drag and drop, point and click. There it is, my first report is done. I'm just going to go only for sales. My second report, I want to see trend analysis, sales by month in my whole company history. So I'm going to click and create a new worksheet, which is a new report. And I want to see sales. I double click sales, it creates a chart, total sales in the whole company history. I want to see by date, I'm going to double click invoice date, then it plots a trend analysis by year, but I want to see this by month. So I just choose by month instead of year, and now it shows me a monthly sales in my sample database for the whole company history. That's it. My last segment of eventually my dashboard, I want to see sales by region, by state. So I'm going to go over here and find state is right here. I select sales. I just select state and sales, and I tell the tool, show me this on a map. And then the tool will plot that information on a map. Let me make the bubbles a little bigger. That's it. A few clicks, I have sales by state on a map. And now I want to take these 3 different reports and put them together in an interactive dashboard. So I'm going to click this new dashboard button on the bottom, and I'm going to say I want this to be automatically fit my screen, no matter the size of my screen. I want to be sure it always fits. And now I just drag and drop my 3 sheets, the sheet 1, which was pretty much just the by product, by customer sales in those 2 years. I want to see my map on the right size. And then I want to put my trend analysis, let's say, at the top here. Just drag and drop, and then I build from scratch a dashboard assembling those 3 pieces together. Now, once I create a report and dashboard, I can click Save, and now this report is saved in the DataSelf. And let's say everyone who has access to my sales reports, there's a new dashboard available for them. And if they were to open this dashboard on their, web browser, mobile devices, or even embedded in Sage 100, yes, these reports can be embedded inside of Sage 100. Once people would open the DataSelf dashboards, let's say they can come over here, and let me just choose the lasso. If they select, I want to see only what's happening in Utah and Colorado. I select them. Look what happens to the rest of the dashboard. It filters the curve in the sales to show only the states that I'm selecting. Very interactive, very point and click, and very easy. That was the point I was telling you about. This tool uses enterprise technology, is more powerful than Crystal overall, is more powerful than Excel, yet is easier to use. The basics are easy. The basics is mostly drag and drop, point and click, natural language. Users can do a lot with little training. It's really, really empowering. Now, as people learn how to use this report editor, there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of things you can do. I just showed you the very basics. What I'm going to show you next is how sophisticated some of these reports and dashboards can be. And I'm going to show some of the out-of-the-box reports and dashboards available for Sage 100. So now I'm going to switch to my sales year-over-year dashboard. This dashboard is available out of the box. Once we deploy it, it's going to have your data. And here, the story is companies who are sales-driven, they're frequently looking at trends this year and comparing to the last year, same period. It's a very common kind of analysis. And this dashboard was designed to help with many possibilities around kind of year-over-year analysis. Right now, this year, which is 2019 in my sample database, I have $34 million in sales. Last year, 40 million, so I have a decline of about 14%. And when I look at sales on a period basis, dark blue is this year, and light blue is last year. Now, in my sample database, right now, I'm in October the 8th, 2019. So my sales for 2019 is not a full year, and I'm comparing versus a full year of 2018. That's why I'm declining. I'm not comparing apples to apples. What if I want to see a year-to-date analysis through period 9? I come to the filters on the right, and I unselect the periods 9, 10, and 11, press apply, and that's it. Now the whole dashboard will change to show me sales on all those periods, 1 through 9. And if I only want to see a quarter, a month, a few months, last year and this year, you just check the boxes that you want to compare of the periods, press apply, and then you have the report showing that comparison. Anyhow, in this example, when I'm looking on a year-to-date basis to the period 9 full periods, I'm growing almost 11%, which is pretty good. I can see the trend analysis overall. The darker blue is above the lighter blue, which is, this year is above, which is good. I can see the trends by geography. This can be shipped to, or this can be customer address. Anything that has an address can be plotted on the map. Bigger bubbles, bigger sales. So the size of the bubble is this year's sales. Up is a black bubble. Down since last year is a red bubble. So I can see Texas is growing 38%, quite a bit, while Louisiana is declining by 16%. When I put the mouse over these data points, I have this little pop-up that tells me more details about the data point that I'm looking at. Now I also see my customers, all customers, sales last year, this year, in the variance on a year-to-date basis, and I have the same information by product. Now, when I look at this dashboard, I might see, wow, my top customer by sales is declining a lot since last year. Who else is declining? I can easily interact with the dashboard. I can come over to any of these columns and sort them. I'm going to click here to sort by variance. The first time that I sorted, I'm seeing the top customer by sales growth. So these customers are growing the most since last year to date in that particular period. If I click again to sort, now it shows the top customer by sales decline since last year to date. And look, these top 3 customers have a major decline. Why? Why are they declining? Well, I could select those 3 customers. I just select those bars. And by doing so, the whole dashboard will change to show me data only for these 3 customers. The totals last year, this year, and the variance, what's happening with the trend analysis, what's happening with the geo sales information, and with the products. What products are driving the decline? It's a good question. Well, I can come over here and sort, click once. I see that some products are actually growing for these clients that are declining so much. So some products they're buying more. I click again, and now I see the top decline products. And sometimes that information can help the sales team to find out critical trends before it's too late. Why are the clients dropping? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Is a competitor? Are we not, treating them well? Quite often, salespeople are taking care of clients who are buying a lot because they're calling back. What about the clients who are not calling back? Sometimes you only call back when it's too late. So anyhow, this interactivity in this kind of slice and dicing is very empowering. And this is high-level information, right? We're looking at the aggregations, in this case, on a year-to-date basis. And suppose people are looking at this data here and they say, intriguing, what happened around these 3 months? I can select those 3 months over here. I just select them on this chart. In this particular section of the chart has this ability to see sales details. What is sales details? Well, let's click and see. When I click sales details, what happens is at the bottom of this dashboard, there will be a new pop-up that gives me every single line detail associated to the data points that I selected on that widget. So it shows me customers, salespeople, document date, invoice number, product quantity sold. Anything related to sales can be added to this bottom section, and now you have actual detailed information around all the sales. No longer aggregation. You're seeing every single line detail. And again, you can export to Excel if you want to and do some further manipulation outside. But super easy. And in the main point, dashboards like this are designed for business people, be able to look at their trends, interact without calling for consultants, without calling for assistance all the time. In building a dashboard like this, what it takes to build a dashboard like this is to learn the features that I showed you here. When I was building this reporting dashboard, I showed you the basics, simple drag and drop. There's a lot of features here you can learn, and eventually you can design dashboards like this. Very well designed, very clean, very interactive, and very insightful to help decision makers be on top of their business. A dashboard like this cannot be built with natural language. You have to know how to use the drag and drop and the other functionality that I was showing before. So back to the point, natural language will not answer all questions, will not. Will answer a lot of questions, but not all. So this is an example that you need to know more in order to build these dashboards to empower users. And again, this dashboard available out of the box. We have several reports available out of the box. Just show some other examples. This one here we call a salesperson dashboard, and it's also available on day one. In this one, we're putting together sales. So this would be, AR sales from Sage, and also look at aging buckets. Like in this case, we have $3.6 million on time, and then we have this yellow, which is aging of 1 to 30 days late, and these darker colors are even older aging dates. So we're combining invoices with open receivables. And again, this is highly interactive. If I come over here and I check, hey, look at this customer here. We have a lot of, old aging. If I click on the customer on the aging, it will filter the report to show that this customer in this particular period bought all these products. So from aging to looking at product sales, it's just a few clicks away. And again, if you select several of them, it will filter the report accordingly. And now I selected 4 people, it shows 4 of them, and I can see the details right here, including the geography analysis. And what I'm showing you is what we call the advanced analytics, is the new product we just launched a couple of months ago. We'll talk about pricing very soon. This version currently only supports sales in AR aging. So we're not yet including AP aging, we're not including financials yet, we're not including purchasing, sales order. It's only around sales and AR aging. But we are moving forward with the solution, and we're going to be releasing additional connectors as we move forward. In the next couple of months, we're going to have also sales order, we're going to have purchasing and inventory transactions. We don't know yet if we're going to also do financial reporting in advanced analytics. We do in enterprise. We don't know yet in advanced analytics. And let me show you how a P&L looks in DataSelf enterprise, and potentially in the future if we do integrate into advanced analytics. So this is a very simple P&L example. Again, not available in advanced analytics, only available in enterprise product. I see gross profit, operating expenses, total income, net income. I see the major buckets of my P&L, the sub accounts by year. And right here, hey, I want to actually drill down to see accounts. I can just drill down from the high level and go to my next level of my P&L. I can drill down further and start to go into the transaction dates and see all the details. So very interactive P&L. I'm only looking at P&L. Hey, I want to see budget and budget variance. I just select the measures, press apply, and now the report becomes the actuals, the budget, and the variance a few clicks away. Very straightforward. Again, this is available in enterprise. Now, let me go back to DataSelf website. So this is dataself.com. And if you want to learn more about advanced analytics, see some screenshots, see some pricing, deployment, and whatnot, I want to give you this information now, and you can go back to the website later. So when you go to dataself.com, and if you click on the Sage icon here, right below the main banner, I'm going to click it, scroll down a bit on the next page, and click Sage 100 green button. We go to the Sage 100 page for DataSelf. And as I mentioned, we have 2 main products, Advanced Analytics, the new product, and Enterprise. Most of our clients start with Advanced Analytics. So let's click Advanced Analytics. And this is the page where there's a lot of good information for assessing, figuring it out, looking at some technical details, looking at some business details, looking at pricing and whatnot. So I encourage you to visit this page, scroll down. Feel free to watch this video that has some highlights of the solution, some technical discussion of what's included. Pricing, yes, pricing is available on the website, and the core system covering AR aging and sales is $299 per month. So the cost is very low. That includes 10 named user licenses, so 10 users is part of the core package. If you need more licenses, it goes in buckets, depending on the size of the buckets. Right now, we only have this, but eventually we're going to be releasing other, core financials, distribution, manufacturing. Because we are in unique times, we came up with a promotion that right now, if you order DataSelf through June the 30th, you can have up to 40 users for no additional charge. Lots of business have a lot of people working from home temporarily, so we're just making it easier for those people working from home to access the reports and dashboards using a web browser, using a mobile device, anytime, anywhere. So 40 additional users. Comes July 1st, you can just get all the additional licenses, away, stop using. If you want to keep some of those licenses July 1st, then those will become chargeable. But through them, for $2.99, you can have 40 DataSelf users connected. I'm going to scroll down and show the architecture. So how exactly DataSelf does the magic? Why is it so powerful? Why does it look like magic, right? You type a question and you get a report. Try that today with Crystal. Try that today with Excel. Let me tell you why. So DataSelf has been in business for 15 years. And what we focus on is what we call enterprise analytics. Enterprise analytics is what Fortune 2000 companies leverage when they're looking at their big data. And usually, enterprise analytics is complex and expensive for companies using Sage 100. That's usually the case. We've been on a journey to make enterprise analytics easy, simple, and inexpensive for Sage 100. 3 years ago, the initial cost of DataSelf was $30,000. That was the price historically from the beginning of our company until 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we decided that we need to make it easier, simpler, and more affordable. We need to empower Sage 100 clients. So many of them, they need better reporting, and they need what we have, but we have to find ways to make it easier and simpler. In 3 years, we cut the initial cost by 100 times. From $30,000 now is down to $300 per month. Very affordable. In the technology behind the scenes we're using is data warehousing, analytics using tools like Tableau, Power BI. We have ETL tools, which is extraction transformation loading tool. It's a bunch of tech talk. At the end of the day, what you as a Sage 100 client have, what you have is, you have a Sage 100, the data will be extracted from your Sage 100, goes to DataSelf. We do all of this natural language, artificial intelligence, data warehousing, reports and dashboards, and we give you back easy data. So behind the scenes, there's technology leveraged by Fortune 2000 companies. Our servers are all on AWS, Amazon Web Services. Super simple, super inexpensive. And it takes about a couple of hours, 2 hours, to deploy DataSelf for a new Sage 100 client. Primarily, what we have to do is schedule a time with SWK and with your IT person, if you have, to go to one of your servers where Sage 100 is. We install a small footprint application, is the ETL. We install it. We get credentials to pull data from your Sage 100. We set up a schedule, and that's it. In less than 2 hours, the system will be connected, and automatically, the system will refresh the data out of Sage 100. So when users want to see the reports and dashboards, the data is always refreshed. So super easy deployment as well. If you order today, you get access to your server. Pretty much tomorrow, you're up and running. The last comment that I want to show is, I kind of show a little bit of, the main pictures of the functionality. Now, putting back again the end user hat. Okay, I'm again a user, a salesperson, the CEO, the CFO, the VP of sales, and I'm looking, let's say, at my year-over-year sales dashboard. And suppose that, hey, I actually don't have time to log to DataSelf, but I want to receive this dashboard every day or every week automatically in my email. How can I do it? It's super simple. you can have an admin person configuring, we call subscriptions of reports, or the user can do it themselves. Like in this example, if I want to receive this dashboard in my inbox, I just click subscribe, the subscribe button right here. And then I tell who's going to be, let me see who else I have in my sample database. Well, I only have, I'm going to put Clark, I'm going to put myself. I want to only include this dashboard, or I want to see everything, all the tabs of this workbook. I can choose. I tell how often I want to receive this report. I want to receive every day at 6 a.m. and I click subscribe. And that's it. As a user, I can create subscription myself. The whole thing of using tools to automate report distribution, and you got to call the IT person to set it up and to create the crystal and blah, blah, blah. Nope. Here, yep, you can have the admin person controlling who's going to get subscription, but even users can do it by just filling out this form. Report distribution becomes much simpler with DataSelf. And some people ask us, how do these reports and dashboards look on mobile devices? You know, nowadays it's very common to see people using tablets and smartphones accessing their data. How it will look? Well, here we have the device layouts. I click it, and then it's going to take that dashboard and put on a phone layout. And in this example, it puts the widgets vertically. Or if I click on a tablet, pretty much on a tablet looks similar as on a desktop. But that's it. Easy, natural language, extensively powerful, can do a lot of things, way more than Crystal in Excel, yet the basics are super easy, and it costs little, $300 per month, and it takes 2 hours to deploy. So having said that, I already covered the benefits. I would like to see if there are questions for me to address.
Wonderful. Thank you, Johnny. We'll now open it up for questions. If you have any questions, please enter them into the question section of your GoToWebinar, and we'll give that a minute in case any come through. And just a reminder, everyone, we do have a subject matter expert here. This is a great opportunity to have your questions answered in real time.
And Jolene, while you get some questions, just one question that I get a lot in live presentations is, what is the difference between the advanced analytics and enterprise analytics, our bigger product that I mentioned, but I didn't talk much about it. So let me just address that, because for some people it's a very important question. And let me go back to the website and go back one step back where I have advanced and enterprise. So enterprise analytics can get expensive. Yes, it can. The entry level cost is about $10,000. So from 300, it goes to 10,000. It's way more. Yes, it's way more. However, enterprise analytics, what it does have, it has a full-fledged data warehouse. What is a full-fledged data warehouse for? Well, if you have multi-company, several Sage databases, and you want to see them together consolidated, a data warehouse is a powerful platform to provide visibility across different Sage databases. If you want to combine different data sources, we have a client right now that we're working on combining Google Analytics data with Shopify, which is their e-commerce, plus the Sage reporting, all together inside of the same dashboard, everything together. Like, it's a single version of the truth. Yes. Enterprise analytics, our bigger, broader product, allows us or you to bring your different data silos into a single framework, and then you can see data like you only had one data silo, not several. And that's the main difference between enterprise analytics and advanced analytics.
Perfect. Well, I'm not seeing any more come through, so thank you so much, Johnny, for your informative presentation and for taking the time to be here today. A note for our audience. We will be sending out a link to SWK's Business Survival Guide along with the webinar recording tomorrow afternoon. This is an excellent resource for best practices for working remotely in light of everything that is going on. For those who registered but were not able to attend, please reach out to your CAM or to SWK directly for access to the Business Survival Guide. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jolene, for a great day.